Hi, this is Rick from For Community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. Please tell me that any one of you shares this experience with me. I was a child, maybe 4 or 5. I pulled a chair up to the stove. I turned on an element. I stood there mesmerized by its bright red glow with that perfect spiral. Looked so spectacular that I had to touch it because I needed to experience what it was. And then I screamed. For me, it was my grandparents that came to my rescue. Please tell me that I'm not the only one with that early painful memory. Someone else there has to have an early memory of sticking your hand on a hot stove. Well, I tell you this, I learned a very, very valuable lesson that day. I have never again been tempted to touch a hot thing. Today, in this video, I'd like to talk about pain for a moment, please. This video is my interpretation of 3 Proverbs from chapter 26 and chapter 27, and I think these have something to tell us about what to do with the experience of pain. Proverbs 26, verses 15 to 16. Lazy people take food in their hand, but don't even lift it to their mouth. Lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. 27 verse 7, a person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. Proverbs 27 verse 12, a prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. Here's what I want to talk about in this video. My focus for this video today, growth comes through pain. I'm pretty sure I spent a lot of time in my life trying to avoid pain. However, I think that we all know that pain is actually unavoidable. And actually, I think it's more profound than that. Pain is an essential part of our growth. Pain is partly how we grow. When we feel pain, we do something about the pain. We make a change. We learn something so that we alter our life away from the pain so that we start to experience something better. Pain is a wonderful teacher. Pain's given me too many life lessons that I still benefit from today. I wish it didn't take all the pain it took me to get to here today. But here's what else that means. If we don't experience pain, then we deny ourselves the opportunity to grow. And I think you're going to get this idea totally right away. Numbing out pain can stall personal growth and can keep us stuck. When pain is present, there's often a problem that we need to work on to get out of that pain. And if we're numbing to it and we never experience the pain of the problem, then we're never working on getting out of the pain and the problems persist. Here's 3 comments about the effects of numbing out and also responding well to pain. Here's the first thing I want to say. Numbing out pain keeps us in it. Verses 15 and 16 of chapter 26, lazy people take food in their hand, but don't even lift it to their mouth. Lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. I think this is hilarious because I can visualize the playing out of this proverb as I was reading through this. This one jumped out at me because I know what this looks like. I've experienced couch potato quarterbacks, uneducated opinion givers, non-working, self-proclaimed advisors and consultants who are quick to give their advice and make themselves feel great, but they don't have a clue. But the worst part of it is I see this proverb in me as I continue to grow as a therapist and I reach these new milestones, these new certifications. I groan inside of myself, thinking about all of those topics that I spoke on so boldly as though I was an authority. And now I look back on those and like, I didn't quite have it right back then. I don't want to dwell too much on my shortcomings, of course. So let's talk about numbing out. Numbing out gets us stuck. When we do things that stop or prevent us from feeling pain, we don't grow. We get stuck in the pain. And if we keep numbing out, we really stay stuck in that pain. I think it's a good context for this proverb. Not the only context, but a good context. Why would someone not lift food to their mouth when they're hungry? Why would someone not recognize their limitations and acknowledge others' education and training and experience? One reason may be because they can't feel pain. There are too many ways these days for us to numb out. Turn on an app on your phone, play a video game, doom scroll social media, drink to your heart's content, do any kind of drugs, party too much, whine and complain to someone else because that might make you feel better. So many ways to numb out these days, and we're still inventing new and more ways to numb out. When we numb out, we become like a hungry person who has food in the hand, but never raising it to the mouth. Numbing out keeps us stuck in the pain. We want to feel our pain. So here's the second thing that I just want to share with the second proverb. Feeling pain gets us out of it. 27 verse 7 says, a person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. Here's what I'm seeing in this proverb. The person who acknowledges the pain of hunger will make a change, even if it's painful or bitter, in order to get out of the pain. It's just that simple. Get in touch with the pain, and it's going to guide you out of the pain. Are there other ways to interpret this? Absolutely. I'm not telling you that I have the only interpretation or you have to interpret like this. I mean, this could also be a proverb meant for those whose life is purely around the pursuit of money. Eventually you'll have so much of it that nothing in life touches your emotions anymore, and you lose motivation. You get stuck in your own life because you gave up on your values and you're not sure how to get out of it. Now it's just a dreary world you live in, maybe. Or this could be a proverb about sales. Don't try to sell something to someone who doesn't have a need for it. If you want to make a hustle, you need to make sure you're serving a need. There's lots of ways that we could swing this. This is how I'm swinging this. For the first proverb, I'm wondering what it would take to get the person with food in their hand to get it to their mouth. And in this case, the food's not going to their mouth because they don't feel the need. IMO, they're numbing out. So what do we do about that? Rather than numbing out, we allow ourselves to feel pain. Specifically for the second proverb, is just the pain of hunger. One of the things we can do to feel the pain is to do this a little imagination conversation with ourselves and ask our pain to speak to us. I'm telling you, if you give yourself a minute to allow yourself to feel the pain, do it while you're staring at a blank wall. Don't numb out. Feel the pain while you're staring at a blank wall and ask yourself, what is this pain trying to tell me? When you're not numbing out, you're going to get something popping in your head. Go with your instinct. Get yourself out of that pain. The only way to get over the pain is to get through the pain. You got to touch it. You got to feel it. You got to let it speak to you in a way that makes sense. But there's even more to it than this. I stumbled into another proverb that can help you even more. Proverb chapter 27:12. Having a plan for pain gets us out of it quicker. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. Life includes pain. There is no way around it. If we have a plan for it, then we have a plan for growth. I mean, as long as that plan isn't to numb out. If your plan is to play video games for 10 hours a day or drink every day, that is not a growth plan. That's a numbing out plan. You're going to stay stuck. You can use the simple plan that I gave you. It's very simple. If you don't know where the pain is coming from, stare at a blank wall, feel that pain, and ask yourself what it's trying to tell you. There's lots of stuff you can come up with to come up with a plan for your pain. Got a toothache? Go to the dentist. Marriage not doing so well? Go to couples counseling. Kids not doing so well in school? Find a tutor. Now, underpaid and bored with your work? Go to school. Get your resumes out there. If you've got a plan for your pain, you're going to get out of it quicker. But you can't numb your way out of it. Binge watching Netflix and doom scrolling social media in bed isn't addressing the pain. It turns you into a hungry person with food in their hand that never raises it to their mouth. Drinking yourself to sleep, doing drugs, playing video games for hours, over shopping, over partying, that doesn't address the pain. It makes you look like someone who's blind with no arms and no legs, coaching someone on how to ride a motorcycle to push steer, or how to coach a rugby team to do what it needs to do in a scrum, or coaching a first responder how to do CPR and not freaking out at the sounds of popping and feelings of shattered glass. All right, enough of that. Here's a summary. Growth comes through pain. Wish it wasn't so, but it is. The frustration of staying on our backs makes us roll over. The frustration and fear of being left behind gets us crawling. The frustration of moving too slowly and not reaching things gets us walking and standing. The pain of hunger gets us eating solids. The frustration of being boxed in and forced to live by our parents' rules gets us to higher education, working full time, and getting our own place. The pain of shame and guilt and the fear of death gets us thinking about Jesus. The pain of being alone gets us connected to a church, like maybe a place like For Community. The pain of confusion around God gets us reading our Bibles. There's a lesson in pain, and we're going to miss it if we keep numbing out. If we let ourselves feel it, it may lead us to growth. Growth comes through pain. That's it from me to you for now. Would you please like? Would you please share? Would you please subscribe? Would you please also ask for the link? We meet 2 times on a Sunday, once at 1:30, once at 6 o'clock. Oh, by the way, remember this is our lead team meeting this Sunday at 7:30. Looking forward to seeing you. For community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. See you next time.